A blessed day to you, all my viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. So, the series against the UAE is done and dusted, and we are now fully focused on qualifying for the ICC ODI World Cup. So, in this one, I am going to talk you through the process. We have a couple of warm-up games, and then we are going to have our first qualifying game. So, going to talk about the two warm-up games. Going to talk about the teams that we have to go up against, and I'm also going to talk about the process of qualifying. You know, they are in a group. They are in two groups. The teams are placed in two groups, and then they will have to get out of that group, then play another round in order to move on to the final stage. So I'm going to talk about it so you can get a clear picture of what the process is like. So just give a listening ear until the end and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. Alright, so first things first, on Tuesday of next week, which is the 13th of June, we will have a warm-up game against Scotland. So on the 13th of June, warm-up game against Scotland. On the 15th of June, which is the Thursday, we will have our second and final warm-up game against the UAE. The same team that we just managed to beat 3-0. So we get the warm-up game against Scotland out the way, then the UAE on the 15th, and then on the 18th, we get our campaign up and running. We will have our first game on the 18th, and that game will be against that game right there will be against the USA. So on the 18th we go up against USA. Before I go down into the rest of the fixtures though, let me just remind you guys of what the qualifying process is like. So there are actually 10 teams taking part in the tournament. Yes, 10 teams, and they are divided into two groups. So West Indies, we find ourselves in Group A. And in Group A, we have Zimbabwe, West Indies, the Netherlands, Nepal, and the United States of America. So those are the teams. In Group B, we have Sri Lanka, Ireland, Scotland, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates. So those are the teams that we will go up again. Those are the 10 teams that are actually fighting to move on to the final stages of the ODI World Cup. Now, this is what the qualifying process is like. So they say during the group stage, each team will face off against the other teams in their respective group once. So they are going to play each of the teams in the groups once. They said the top 3 teams from each group will then advance to the Super 6 stage, where they will play against the teams they did not encounter in the group stage. So the top 3 teams will be taken from each group, and then those 6 teams will play against each other, and they are going to play against teams that the teams that they did not encounter. So that is how they plan on doing it, my viewers and subscribers. So they say all points earned during the group stage will be carried forward to the Super 6 stage, except for points gained against teams that failed to progress. They said the 2 teams that reach the final of the qualifiers will secure their place in the prestigious World Cup 2023. So only 2 teams will be moving on. So 10 teams, they go through the first set of games, then 6 teams move on, then they will play against each other going down to the bottom. Then the 2 teams that are going to play the final, both of them, they're going to play against each other, but both of them will have a spot there. So that is how it is, my viewers and subscribers. That is how it looks in terms of the journey to the World Cup. Now, the 18th of June, we have our first game, as I indicated earlier. Our second game is going to be against Nepal. That is going to be on the 22nd. So our second game is against Nepal on the 22nd. And then we are going to have Zimbabwe on the 24th of June. So Zimbabwe on the 24th of June. And after that, on the 26th, we're gonna have Netherlands. We're gonna have Netherlands, and I think that's what. That's it. I think that's it, because remember, in our group we have the US, we have the US and Netherlands, Nepal, and thing like that. So yeah, I think that is basically how it's gonna look for us. So, and yeah, so we should, hopefully we are able to make our way through that. Hopefully we are able to make our way through that, my viewers and subscribers, because if we're not able to get through that, then probably we need to be called an associate nation instead of a full member. So just in case I didn't call one of the teams just now, we have Zimbabwe, Netherlands, Nepal, and the United States. So those are the teams that we go up against. So that is the road, my viewers and subscribers. Darren, Sammy, Shea, Hope, and the rest of the guys, they know exactly what needs to be done. You understand? The good thing is, I don't know if I should be saying the good thing, because it sounds sort of bad, is that we're not gonna have to in our group we don't have Ireland or Sri Lanka to come up against. We just gotta hope that we're able to get past Zimbabwe, hope that we're able to get past Netherlands, and Nepal, they're doing their thing also. So we just need to get past those guys, and if we're able to get down to the final two, then we will book our space in the ODI World Cup for 2023. Just to remind you all of the squad. Let me remind you guys of the squad. Don't know if they're actually going to change anything, because quite a few people have been calling, especially since that we played against the UAE. Couple of people, see we are a couple of people calling for the selectors to change it up somewhat, and getting some other guys in. So let me just see if I can pull up the squad here before we go, so that you can remember the guys. So we have Shea Hope, Ravman Powell, Shamar Brooks, Yannick Karaya, Casey Carty, Johnson Charles, Raston Chase, Jason Hola, Akil Hussein, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Kyle Mayers, Kimo Paul, Nicholas Poor, and Romaro Shepard. So those are the guys that we have there. And I see where quite a few people are asking for Alec Arthanes and Kevin Sinclair, especially after what they did in the final game against the UAE. If I was to say something more where that is concerned, I wouldn't be calling for those two guys because of what they did against the UAE only. I would be calling for what they have done, leading up to that series. They did enough work to get in over a couple of the guys that are actually there. But gonna leave it right there for now, and I will be in the comment section to hear what you all have to say on this one. Big up.